What's going on? We're going to get back to politics tomorrow or something soon, but we're going to talk a little bit about the tumbling motion of philosophy. And this was a huge problem that I faced when I was, in my 20s, in college, sort of more after college, trying to sort of figure out what I actually believed. And so here's like a story or sort of a way someone might conduct philosophy is, you know, we think that like okay, so biology is awesome, science is awesome, but it's also true that like the biological definition of life or something, like it doesn't contain the seeds of morality. It does not have, a definition of what suffering or well-being might be like. And so we think, well, okay, let me just shift over to, for example, I'll shift over to Buddhism. And this is great. This is great because we can find compassion or emptiness or lack. But then, I'm conducting my sort of meta-ethical inquiry, and it's like, well, I still don't see compassion or like how did I come about to have this thing in my hands? Am I enlightened and I can just meditate on this topic? And so we try and put compassion or empathy or understanding into like an actual problem. So we're no longer being empty with the universe because I'm not enlightened doing philosophy, and compassion is inside of this problem or something. And I begin to realize in my infinite wisdom, well, I accidentally became what the internet would say is a communist. I'm talking about praxis. I'm talking about actually going out and doing something, and that doesn't look like morality or what the universe is like. I have a new epistemic and metaphysical problem. And so, I go chase after that. And, who knows? I can answer the question about virtue ethics, or I can answer about utility. And so it's not that I put compassion in these problems, but I'm making these rational judgments. I'm being some way or something about these. And philosophy usually stops. And I just magically forgot about praxis, about religion, about materialism and physicalism. And so why is this, this is a weird tumbling thing, because you can actually recreate the sort of pathways to get down to metaphysical and epistemic truth a lot of different ways, and you may or may not come up with something. Um, and yeah, like one of the helpful things for me is just having, having someone like your buddy Duck as like a nihilistic backstop, because as it turns out, it just makes sense that there's a lot of ways to be a good person, to be a smart person, to be a rational person, to be someone who tells beautiful stories about the world. And a lot of times it's not about having the right answer, but applying ideas in the right way.